There are so many tools that us authors can utilize in our own personal arsenals, but since I've been talking all about productivity and focus over the past few weeks, then I thought I would do a video specifically addressing my favorite tools for authors when it comes to productivity. I'm Britt from Thriving Scribes, where I help indie fiction authors build sustainable author careers. So, if you are a fiction author looking to make a living through self publishing your work, then definitely give this video a like and subscribe because I release videos just like this for authors every single week. All right, let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into the tools. The very first thing that I recommend above all else for authors is to get a good task and project management tool. Now, there are so many different options out there that it can be enough to make your head spin. Things like Trello, Asana, ClickUp, Notion, Monday.com. There's so many other ones as well. But I have to say that my absolute favorite and the one that I recommend to authors to use is Notion. And the reason for that is that Notion can actually be so much more for an author than just a simple task or project management tool. I love that once I started implementing Notion, it actually replaced so many other of the tools that I was using in my author business. And now everything is combined into one singular home base. So things like my calendar, my task management tool, my note taking tool, all of that now is Notion. I personally use Notion on almost all aspects of my author business. So I use Notion to plot out my series, do my outlining. I use it to conduct and track my word sprints. I build my series wikis in there. I draft my social media and my emails in there, track my marketing campaigns and book sales. Basically, any type of information that needs to be collected and reviewed, I do that inside of Notion. Speaking of Notion, if you want to try your hand at it and you want to get your hands on some strategically and intentionally designed Notion templates just for authors, then definitely go and check out my digital authorpreneur home base, which is the collection of templates that I created based off of my own uses and based off of the needs of other authors so that you can create that singular home base to manage your author business. I'll have the link in the description if you want to go and check that out. The next tool that I recommend for authors when it comes to productivity and focus is Pacemaker. Pacemaker is an extremely cool tool that will allow you to create your project timeline and word count goals when you are doing drafts, when are you doing editing. You could even use it for writing and drafting blog posts and social media posts. Basically, what Pacemaker does is allows you to say, all right, this is how many words that I am going to be shooting for, or alternatively, if you are doing editing, maybe you are going by this is how many pages that I am going for, and this is the time frame that I want to do it in. And then you can play and tweak with a bunch of different settings in order to create a project plan that you can follow, and then you can actually use that dashboard and keep up with your progress, and it will allow you to keep track of everything and will even change depending on what your progress has been so far. I absolutely love Pacemaker. I use it for every single draft that I am doing. I absolutely recommend it to those authors who maybe want to get a project plan created, get some milestones laid out, but maybe don't want to do all of the math by themselves. So they do have a paid and a free plan. You can get all of the necessary features just on the free plan. I personally do have paid because I like having my private projects and a few of the other pro features, but I definitely recommend checking out Pacemaker. It really is such a lifesaver. I love looking at the data as the months and weeks go on. The next tool that I recommend that authors have for increased productivity is a timer. Now, for simplicity's sake, you could always just use the timer that you have built in on your phone for when you are doing writing sprints or focus sessions, and you really want to be able to have, a specific amount of time set aside that you know you're going to be focusing on. But there are also some other cool tools that you can use that are outside of that. So one of the ones that I specifically like to use for myself when I'm doing writing sprints or focus sessions on my computer is called Nesto Timer. It's a Pomodoro style timer that will allow you to set the amount of time that you are going to be focusing or sprinting for. Then you click start and it will have the timer displayed on your screen as you do your focus work. It will chime or beep whenever that time is up, and then it will automatically switch to the rest period timer that you have set up in the settings to allow you to take your break. And you can create your own flows for that. You can type your own tasks that you're working on the screen, so that it's a really great tool that you can use to stay focused, remind yourself of what it is that you're working on, and be notified when it's time to take that mental break for yourself. Now, the final tool that I recommend for authors when it comes to productivity is an absolute lifesaver, and that is a good handy dandy pair of noise canceling headphones. So this is the pair that I have. It's a Bose noise canceling headphone, and honestly, guys, as a mom of three kids who's doing all of my writing and working while usually my kids are home, I absolutely swear by these. So for me, I like to put my noise canceling headphones on when I am doing writing sprints. If you've never worn noise canceling headphones before, what they do is basically block out all of those annoying, distracting sounds that can go in the background. Now, it's not going to make you completely deaf. So if somebody walks up and starts talking to you, you'll be able to hear them. But things like little electronic beeps, the sound of the fan blowing in the background, all of those things that can kind of interrupt your mental state of flow, those things kind of get blocked out. And it really creates this environment for ultimate focus and productivity that I absolutely love. The price range for noise canceling headphones ranges depending on the brand and the style that you get, but I will leave the link to the pair that I have and love down in the description of this video if you want to check it out. A bonus tip is that if you get a pair of noise canceling headphones that has a microphone attached, so mine has a little hole that works as a microphone. I can't find it on here, but it has it on there because I know because I use it. You can actually use your noise canceling headphones for dictation. So if you're an author who is wanting to get into dictation or you're curious about learning it, when you're shopping for your noise canceling headphones, be sure to look for one that does have that microphone ability because you'll be able to use those same headphones for dictation. If you're unfamiliar with dictation, dictation is basically where you are, instead of typing up the words for your novel, you are actually speaking the words out loud. The microphone picks it up and turns it into text on your screen. So that is how I use my noise canceling headphones. I absolutely love them. I have been playing with dictation for the past few months. I'm definitely not somebody who dictates all of my writing, but as somebody who has carpal tunnel, which I am very prone to getting carpal tunnel flare-ups, I also have some early arthritis in my fingers. Having the ability to do dictation when I am sore and my fingers are stiff, that is a really great thing. I absolutely love it, and I definitely recommend looking into it. So those are the 5 tools that I absolutely recommend authors look into when it comes to productivity, when it comes to focus. I use all of these tools basically every single week. For myself when it comes to writing and in authorship, and I swear by them. So you can find the links to all of the tools that I talk about today in the description box of this video below. I know that a specific tool that an author uses is very personal because we all have our own preferences, we all have our own desires and our own needs when it comes to the tools that we're using. But I have found that actually simplifying the tools that you use actually helps in the long run, because then you are not trying to go and use a bunch of million tools day in and day out, hopping from this app to the next app. And so I hope that these recommendations that I shared with you today really do help you increase your productivity in your own author journey. Now I want to hear from you. So What would you personally like to hear more about when it comes to growing your author business, marketing your books, or around self publishing as a whole? Let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking on ways I can best help my community. And so let me know what it is you'd like to learn more about. And then definitely go and watch up the video that you see on your screen right now, because in that video, I talk about how to maximize your productivity and your focus as an author so that you can get more done in less time and do it in a way that feels good. I'll see you there.